Hello. We are severely messing up here because I forgot something before I hit live stream. But oh my god, I hate this. But we're back, and yeah, nothing's saving apparently. So we're just going to roll with it. I'll have to fix it in post or whatever. But Kevin, how you doing today? How was your school?
Great. It was good. I didn't have too much issue with today. Some life news, actually. We got some word from a mortgage broker that we are approved for a loan to get a house in the future. So that is exciting. We'll see how it turns out in a couple months.
It sounds good to hear. Hopefully it all goes well there. But something that did go well for both of us, and it started with that man up there. That man right there. He's also in your background too. Josh Allen led the Bills to a 31-10 victory over the Rams on Thursday Night Football, the kickoff game. It was a little sketchy in the first half. I mean,
that got me scared. Not gonna lie.
They were tied at 10 at the half. I mean, like Mike Tirico said, they looked like they dominated the first half. They just couldn't put it together.
I can agree completely. The Rams were lucky. I'm gonna say it. That game could have been 56-10. They were lucky. The Bills were beating themselves in that game, the first half. The second half was much better, but the first half, the Bills were outperforming the Super Bowl champions, and it wasn't even close. The Bills' mistakes were keeping them in the game. And so the fact that the Bills were able to win by 3 scores, imagine if they didn't have 4 turnovers, what that game could have been.
38-10 because
I think it could be way more than 38-10.
But then after, like, you sent me something last week that said the Bills didn't blitz a single time and they still got back and pressured Stafford for 7 sacks, I think.
7 sacks.
So, I mean, this defense is going to be scary, hopefully, going forward. Hope no injuries or any unforeseen circumstances, because who knows, maybe there's a guy on there that is doing something illegal that we don't know about yet. But hopefully that's not the case. But we don't know. I always say this for NASCAR: you don't know what you don't know, and we don't know anything yet. But hopefully it stays the same. Hopefully nothing bad. They stay healthy. Buffalo's next game is the home opener next Monday. That I'm still pissed off about that. I couldn't get off.
Yes. Because I have season tickets, and I offered it to Zach to go to, but Zach would rather not. So my uncle and
I asked for it off. I was told I would probably not get it.
So I have my uncle going with me instead, which is still going to be fun. But, man, that crowd. I was watching the news. Well, I wasn't really watching the news. I was downstairs. My mom was watching the news. And they were talking about the tickets. And Orchard Park School District is having an early dismissal because they're worried about the traffic. They're worried about the buses on the road. So they're having an early dismissal. That is crazy that they're having
I'm trying to think. I mean, what time? Their school probably gets out about 3, right?
Yep.
They're worried about, I guess, 4 hours. Is it? Yeah, maybe.
Well, the game starts at 7. Remember, game starts at 7.
So the lots will be open by 3. People are gonna try to get to the stadium before then. So yeah, that might make sense.
There's that, and I was hearing tickets were going upwards to $300. Tickets that are available right now, $300. And again, I am proud to say that I did the math on my season tickets, and my season ticket price, individual prices, is $75 a piece. And right now, that's looking really good. So I'm excited about that. But then I was looking at the schedule. I gave away to our other friend the game with the Steelers and Bills. That's week 5. That's their next home game. They're out of town for a couple weeks after that, which kind of annoyed me because I didn't know that was going to be the first Sunday game in Buffalo. I was not happy about that.
Yeah, and then if you look forward after that, they aren't home for another 3 weeks.
Yeah, I noticed that. And it's going to be cold by the time I get to a game. That's Sunday. Yeah. That's exactly
yeah, and you had to leave the Bills game early. The Patriots Bills game early too. That's even better.
Well, that's fine. I'm not upset about that. I'm over that.
Yeah, but not when you got to stand it again.
Well, okay, maybe. But one quick thing that I do want to touch upon.
I price checked you there.
The
get-in price for the Titans Bills game, the cheapest ticket is $275.
$275. Yeah. So getting onto the Bills, before I forget, I have a little bit of beef with the Bills coaching staff. Okay. All right, I'm going to say this ahead of time. I am a Devin Singletary fan, but not one league I have him in fantasy. So it's not even about that. It's about the fact as Devin Singletary the past 2 years has been the most consistent running back in the Bills team. So why does when a running back get the ball, fumbles on his first ever career run, continues to get the ball in the second half? When
he didn't have another carry the rest of the game.
Oh, okay. I was wrong on that. Okay, so they bring in Zach Moss, the one who was on the borderline of getting cut this offseason. In the game, taking snaps away, a running back that's averaging 6 yards a carry. 6 yards a carry. That's ridiculous. To take away snaps away from someone that's getting 6 yards a carry. And then what does Zach Moss do? Fumble. He has fumbling issues too from last year. Devin Singletary is the most consistent running back. There should be a clear-cut number 1. I'm upset that it's not. I understand they're trying to do some kind of backfield, team backfield, multiple backs. Yeah, I get that. Lean to the hot hand. If Devin Singletary comes out on Monday and he's not playing well, okay, give the ball to Zach Moss. And if Zach Moss is doing good, keep it with Zach Moss. Don't go back and forth. Give it to the hot hand. Devin Singletary is averaging 6 yards a carry, and he was putting moves on people. He reminds the way his moves reminds me of Shady McCoy. He has those cuts, and he makes people look real silly trying to tackle him. That's my beef on the Bills. I mean, I can't have that much to complain about because they did win by 3 touchdowns.
I mean, you still have to have that passing down back. I mean, even if Singletary might be the hot hand, he's still not going to be that passing down back like James Cook should be.
Should be, yes. Yes. That's different. Yes, I understand that. But Devin Singletary can catch the ball at the backfield.
Yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't have good hands, but James Cook is that guy who can catch and make the dicey moves that they need be.
Yes. However, they didn't use him last week. They put Zach Moss in that position instead.
Yeah, and Moss is more of a power back. You can't use him for the passing down stuff.
Exactly. But that's the beef I have on the Bills, which isn't a lot, and it's not much. Because they still won. So if their run game was the reason why they lost, I would say yeah. But the Bills running backs had 2 turnovers. And the only running back that didn't have a turnover was the one who should have been the featured back. Let's say.
That leads us to Sunday and Monday of the rest of the NFL schedule. I mean, probably the game of the week was, at least for the Sunday 1:00 games, in my opinion, was Eagles-Lions.
Ooh, I have a different one than that. Okay, I love the Eagles-Lions game. I went back and forth between that and the Miami and Patriots game in that game. I turned that game on, and the Lions had the greatest drive of their last 2 years in the opening drive. They went down, scored 7 points. Amazing. They went down. They're down by what? 15 entering the 4th? I think it was.
Right. Something like that. They were down. I know.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. Yes, and they were able to go down and tie the game, I believe. And then the Niners were able to kick game-winning field goal. Is that correct? No, not that. No,
It would have been tying.
Yes, would have been tying. Yes, but I'm impressed with the Lions. I'm still high in the Lions. Okay, I know I had the Lions winning, and then we had the Eagles. Eagles are a good team too. I have the Eagles winning their division, but I still am high on the Lions. As you can see, I'm going to overreact about the Packers, but they didn't look good.
Foreshadowing for a segment later.
Yeah, did not look good. But another 1:00 game that I thought was very interesting was the Steelers and Bengals game. Man, did that start out horrible. Joe Burrow, 4 interceptions, a pick 6, fumbles by the team, ridiculous, horrible. It's good to see that Mitch Trubisky had a good first half, but it kind of stopped after that. I will admit they had a 17. Let me get sure I have that score right because I will get it wrong. They had a 17-6 halftime lead. They won that game 23-20, going into overtime. Those kickers missed 3 out of 4 game-winning kicks in the fourth and into overtime.
It doesn't help when you're missing your long snapper, though. That's the thing with Evan McPherson.
Yes, Evan McPherson was missing his long snapper. Boswell, I can't speak upon. He's a decent kicker in the league. He's been in the league for a while. You don't really hear much about him, which is a good thing for a kicker. You're either Justin Tucker or Evan McPherson, and everyone talks about how good you are, or you're Cody Parkey and you're garbage. Like there's no happy medium with a kicker. So if you're not talked about, that's sometimes a good thing. And Boswell's been in the league and doing his thing. But they were lucky they were able to get that kick because that game could have gone either way. And Minkah Fitzpatrick showed himself out on why he got the contract extension. He had several tackles for losses. He had a pick 6, and he blocked the game-winning kick too. So the game-winning extra point. So there's some good things as Steelers fan. Their defense is still good, but will it be as good as next week with TJ Watt out for several months with a shoulder injury?
Weeks.
Weeks. Is it weeks?
6 to 8 weeks is what they said.
8 weeks. So maybe a month.
If he doesn't need surgery. But I mean, Cody Rhodes wrestled with a torn pec, so I mean, TJ Watt should be fine.
He wrestled once.
TJ Watt would be fine.
That's that game. Ooh, what else happened at 1:00? That is relevance.
We should have had 2 ties.
Yes.
I hate ties, but I was rooting for 2 ties at the same time between the Texans and Colts, which that shouldn't have been a tie at all. Rodrigo Blankenship should have hit one of those kicks. And then
bye. He got cut. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
He got cut.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Even though he went to Georgia, I was still rooting for him because he wore glasses on the field.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yep, there it is.
There's a lot of good games. There's a lot of games that came down to the wire, like underdog games. Like the Jaguars nearly stole that game away. The Texans nearly stole that game away. Lions was close to stealing the game away. The Bears did.
The Saints came back and won.
Saints came back. Falcons should have. The Giants stole a game. And I guess the Vikings technically, I don't know about technically. I don't know about what the, yes, that's 4:00. But those are 1:00 games. Those are crazy games today, Sunday. Crazy. That's week 1. That just shows that professional athletes will perform and they will show. As much as you think the Texans have a horrible team, they put it up against the Colts, who were Super Bowl favorites last year. If they made it into the, you don't think in the playoffs last year, think they would have gave a run for the money. I think as a Bills fan, that was scary. That last week was scary as a Bills fan watching. If Colts won, I think the Colts probably would have been in the Super Bowl last year. With what they had going on in the offense and the defense.
That's talking about overreactions, that's it there. But then in the 4
maybe
o'clock
an
games,
overreaction. But
in the 4 o'clock games, we had a Arizona Cardinal team that absolutely pooped the bed. There's a lot of high hopes saying that the NFC West is the best division and Arizona is going to be one of the teams that carry the torch. They didn't look at.
They passed that torch on. They passed that torch to the other West team, the AFC West. That team is going to be the best division. That division is going to be the best division this year, hands down. It's not even close.
And then it's about the Vikings and Packers a little bit of a surprise, but after realizing what it was week 1 with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, probably should have suspected this because of what happened last year. I don't know what it is. The Packers could not play week 1, and I think not play in the preseason. I think that's why there's always this. Why are the Packers so bad week 1? I mean, they only scored 3 points last year against the Saints. This year it was 7, and a lot more to do with it is because who does Aaron have wide receiver wise?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was a big surprise that the Vikings won. I'm surprised on the way they did it. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a dog. I mean, that performance, are we looking at offensive player of the year already? Justin Jefferson, with the way that he played and torched up that defense? I mean, maybe it's a good bet. It's a bet that I would put money on, depending on the odds. But he might have the highest odds to win, the lowest odds, whatever it is. I'm sure he's favored to win. Chargers and Raiders, that was another decent game. It was sloppy for the Raiders side. Devontae Adams looked great. His quarterback didn't, but Devontae Adams looked good. And then the Chargers came out with a strong
3 sacks.
Yes, 3 sacks. That's what made the difference in that game. I definitely think was the defense of the Chargers, which did step up because that was a worry from last year that the defense was not up in par with the offense. But clearly, week 1 against the Raiders, they showed it out. But again, I don't know if the Raiders O-line is the best test for a defense like that. I mean, maybe see them in a couple weeks against Patrick Mahomes. A couple weeks? What do you mean? Tomorrow, 2 days from now, right?
Chargers Chiefs Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime.
So we're gonna see a real test, I believe, for the Chargers defense in 2 days. I think that's gonna be a real test. And then that leads us to the Sunday night game.
The soccer game in the first half.
Yeah, snooze fest. Hey, Eagles. I meant Eagles. Cowboys are Cowboys. They're still going to win the Super Bowl, though. All their fans say this is their year. Dak's going to be out for a while.
Yeah.
He can't grip a football, so it's not going to be good.
Listen to this. So,
okay,
in a 16-team league, my 2 quarterbacks are Dak Prescott and Zach Wilson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who the hell am I going to go sign? Who can I pick up to go as a quarterback?
Well, Zach Wilson might be back next week, though.
He 3 weeks is what I heard.
What? Joe Flacco. Yeah, you Ben DiNucci.
It'd be Cooper Rush for Dallas, but I'm not taking a Dallas quarterback now. You already saw one go down. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh dear Lord.
That old line that was so good for years is not like it used to be.
R.I.P. in pieces, my team.
Yes. And Tom Brady's Tom Brady. The Bucs are the Bucs. Mike Evans is looking like a good receiver. Julio Jones had a crazy catch to the sidelines. I didn't see much about Chris Godwin.
He hurt his hamstring and went out in the first half, I believe.
Okay, well, there's that. I was going to say I didn't hear much from him, which I guess is a good reason why they signed. Julio is a good safety blanket for third receiver. But I mean, they still have Russell Gage and Scotty Miller on that team. So I don't know. I got Houston Oilers winning this week, by the way. Thanks. That's a bold one. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, we went back in time to before we were born.
Yes. And then we're to last night.
The return of Russell Wilson in Seattle.
He got booed so hard.
Which I don't know why. I mean, before we get into the game, he gets booed for what? Wanting to get out and getting he got tired of getting hit.
Well, yeah, he was bashing. So, okay, quick question, okay? I don't know what's the best way to do this. Okay, so let's say Stefon Diggs came to Buffalo and he was a total diva like everyone thought he was going to be. He comes to Buffalo and Josh Allen doesn't play the way he's supposed to. And he gets a contract extension and he is upset. He's mad. My quarterback can't play. He's horrible. I want out of here. The offense isn't around me. I need to get the ball more. My team 14 is saying that the O-line can't block for my quarterback. Team 14 is saying that my quarterback can't throw the ball. Team 14 isn't saying the coach isn't scheming me up. As a Bills fan, he's saying that I don't want him. He sucks. Boo. I'm going to boo him every single time I see him if he's bashing my team. As a diehard fan of my team, I don't like that. That's why Jack Eichel, I hate the guy. It's the same thing with Jack Eichel as it is with Russell Wilson. However, Russell Wilson brought them a championship. Jack Eichel didn't.
Russell Wilson also didn't keep bashing his team after he left.
True, but he used his media team to make the team look bad. And as a fan, I don't like that. And so I would be on the fan side of booing Russell Wilson. That's just me. And I'm very passionate. And that's why I was going to boo Jack Eichel before he said horrible things about Buffalo afterwards. He didn't say anything. He didn't say much about Buffalo until the day of the game when they lost horribly. That's when he was bashing the city of Buffalo. That's the difference.
Yeah, but like Who's Wolf said, Russell Wilson's the reason why the Seahawks are even relevant and why they have why they filled that stadium as much as they did for 10 years.
You're right. And how would that feel if 10 years from now Josh Allen just ups and leaves and he wants out? How would that make you feel?
I read that wrong at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But no, how would that make you feel if 10 years from now we get a Super Bowl and a couple appearances and Josh Allen just leaves? He wants out. He bashes the team and organization. He wants out. I'm gonna be pissed about it. Yeah, am I gonna remember those memories? Yeah, absolutely. But like,
what did his media team do? What exactly did his media team do? How did they make the Seattle Seahawks look bad?
So I was watching Pat McAfee today, and he was basically saying that his social media team would go on and defend his decision for wanting a trade by saying that he doesn't have enough offensive. He doesn't make enough offensive decisions. They run the ball too much. The offensive line sucks. You're right. And I will too. But will I boo him when he leaves and make us all sad? Absolutely. I'm lost on where I am now.
What? Okay, so he had a bad O-line, which is true. They ran the ball too much, which I don't know.
Wasn't happy with the offensive scheme. He wanted to play. He wanted to throw the ball more, and that's not what Pete Carroll does. Pete Carroll wants a good defense and to run the ball hard. No, I'm not saying that what he said was wrong at all. I'm not saying that's what he said was wrong. But what I'm saying is that he was bashing a team. He was bashing the organization that these fans love. He was saying that the O-line's bad. he was saying that Pete Carroll needs to give him more control. And he went over, and now he's on a brand new team, and he's hunky-dory and super happy. As a fan, that bothers me. I'm like, well, I have supported you for the past 10 years, and yes, it's coming to a hard point, but as soon as it gets hard, you go bye-bye, and you want to leave.
Would you feel slighted, though, if your coach is looking at 2 potential quarterbacks in the draft, though?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. But does that still change? Does that still not change the attitudes of the fans?
No.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm getting at the fan point of view.
Well, let's look at it this way. Seattle fans are not known for being the diehard fans that Buffalo Bills fans are, or the Green Bay fans.
I mean, yeah, that did happen. You are absolutely right that your favorite team did hold this team hostage multiple times, which is wrong, which is why I have beef with Aaron Rodgers, because that's just not professional. I'm very much. The Packers did a lot for Aaron Rodgers. They've been very successful throughout the years, and for him to say / do many things while being paid very nicely, remind you, he's upset, and man, that bothers me as a fan. I gotta charge my iPad. My phone, my computer's gonna fall. That bothers me because I just need to see my franchise guy want to be involved with the team.
Kevin, did you just swear like?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard the F word. All right, but okay. We're gonna have our opinions about this. We'll get into the game where there's a lot of questionable decision making on the part of what the hell Nathaniel Hackett was thinking. I don't understand his play calling at the end of the game. But Geno Smith and the Seahawks pulled it out after Nathaniel Hackett runs down the clock, calls timeout, doesn't let Russell Wilson go for it on 4th and 5. They decide to kick a 64-yard field goal, which Brandon McManus missed because you're not going to see a lot of kickers make 64-yard field goals. And that led to Seattle with the upset. And I believe, they are the only team in the NFC West with a win after week 1.
Yes, and who would have thought that, honestly? I mean, their division did have a hard slate of games, but I don't think that might have been the last game that I would have projected to have won. But first week of football, it was fun. In our picks from last week, kind of the same. Our records weren't that much different from each other. I went 8-7-1, and you went 9-6-1. And so we have this week sets of games. We should do our predictions on. So I wrote all my predictions out already. I have it on a piece of paper. I won't lose it for next week. It's all written out. I have it written down. So I have all my winners written down. So we have Chargers versus Chiefs. I have the Chiefs winning that game.
I have the Chiefs too.
I'm going right down what I have on this on the score app. Panthers versus Giants. I have the Giants winning this game. As much as I hate them.
I think Dable is going to be the difference there. I think he was positive, brought Saquon Barkley back to what he should be. So I think you got to give it to the Giants.
Steelers, Patriots. I have the Steelers winning this game.
Yeah, New England did not look good at all last week. And the Steelers somehow BS their way to a win last week against the Bengals, so you have to go to the Steelers.
Yep. Saints, Bucks. I think the curse continues. I have the Saints winning.
Same.
Jets Browns. I have the Browns winning that game.
You have Jets Browns. You have the Jets winning.
Oh no, I have the Browns. So sorry, it's written down Browns. It's right there, Browns. Browns
I was
winning.
supposed to say, why do you have how?
No, Browns are winning that game.
Yeah, it's Cleveland.
Sorry.
I don't see. We're not if chuck down Charlie's not gonna do anything in that game.
No. Miami, Baltimore. I have the Ravens winning.
More.
Lions, Commanders. Of course, I have the Lions, but I think this is gonna be a good game, though.
I got the Commanders, and this will lead into my reaction NFL overreactions for the next segment.
Colts, Jags.
Colts.
Have the Colts bounce
Wait a minute, where's the
yeah.
game being played?
Oh, yeah, this might need to be a change. It's being played in Jacksonville. Oh,
Yeah, I believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars will get the win. I am not going against this. I learned my lesson last year. You do not pick against the Jags against the Colts in Jacksonville.
Yep, I gotta. All right, next game.
Crispy Kirk, 100 yards, 2 tutties. Watch.
Falcons, Rams. I think it's an easy one. You got to go Rams here.
Falcons will blow a 16-point lead again.
Probably. Seahawks, Niners. I believe the Seahawks. I don't know. I have the Niners winning, but you could be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised with Seahawks win.
You know something? I'll become a believer in the Seahawks. I don't trust Trey Lance yet, especially after they just lost to the Bears, which I said that the Bears had the best chance of going 0-17. And so I need to see something out of the Niners first.
Broncos, Texans. Got the Broncos winning that game.
I think Denver's going to come back.
Yep, I agree. Raiders, Cardinals. I have the Raiders. I'm still high on the Raiders.
Vegas.
Bengals, Cowboys. Cowboys don't have a quarterback, so I think that's kind of an easy one. Yeah, and Joe Burrow's going to be mad.
I think Joe Burrow is going to lead that team to a winner, and especially after all of them are probably pissed off that they lost to the Steelers.
Yep. Packers, Bears. Packers. Oh, he's thinking. Oh.
I'm trying to think of what I can say here. I'm going to go Packers. Like we said earlier, like Burrow's going to be pissed off. Aaron Rodgers is going to look and try to get that MVP form back just like he did last year.
Oh, also, let me just put this chime in. You did say MVP. So, do you know if there's been any other player that has a 3-time MVP, 3 in a row, 3-peat MVP?
I don't think it's ever happened in the NFL.
What about the guy that Aaron Rodgers replaced?
Brett Favre?
Yes. So, NFL loves their storylines. So, if you're going to place a bet for MVP, do it on Aaron Rodgers. 3 times in a row. It's only happened once. It was Brett Favre. So, I think that could happen.
So, hold on. If Aaron Rodgers is going to do what Brett Favre did, does that mean Aaron Rodgers is going to whip his dick out and all right, we made it 34 minutes. Is he going to whip his a thing out and show someone?
Maybe. I'm just saying, NFL loves their storylines. I don't want him to win because I honestly think he shouldn't have won his first year. But Titans, Bills, we both have Bills here, right? No questions on that.
Yeah, you lose to the Giants, you lose a lot of credibility, and unfortunately, fortunately for us, that means the Titans are going to go down here.
Yes, Vikings, Eagles. I have the Eagles winning this one.
I got to think of this one.
It's a tough one. That could be a game of the week.
Because I think I think I'm becoming a Kirk Cousins believer. I mean, we saw what Justin Jefferson did last week.
Did you see what AJ Brown did for his first game ever in Philadelphia?
Yes, but Jalen Hurts didn't look that good in the first half of that game.
That's true. That is true. But another week in, I don't know. I thought that trade was not going to. I thought that it was a good trade for the Eagles, but I didn't think it was going to be as successful as it was already in week 1.
No, AJ Brown was a freaking stud in Tennessee, and I've been an AJ Brown believer since his rookie year. So, you know something? The more I keep talking, I'll roll with the Eagles. I don't care. AJ Brown is my guy, and that might be my Eagles jersey coming up.
No, I'm big on the Eagles this year. I'm big on the Eagles and Lions in the NFC this year.
The Eagles' chances to win the NFC East just got better because the whole Dallas offense just is out for 6 to 8 weeks. So unless something happens to Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, not even Miles Sanders, unless something happens to those two, you're not. I think the Eagles are going to run away with that division as of now.
And Miles Sanders scored his first touchdown in 2 seasons. I didn't know that. I had him on my fantasy team last year. I didn't even know I didn't score a touchdown. I knew he wasn't playing well, but man.
Someone pays attention.
Man.
All right, Kevin, I'll let you start off overreactions, and I'll say if it is an overreaction or it's not an overreaction.
Patriots come last in the division.
I think it's a little bit of an overreaction, but not by much. I'm a believer in the Jets. I do like Zach Wilson. I think he was underrated last year. Didn't have a lot of chances to prove what he could do. And the little bit that we did see of him with where he showed out with Elijah Moore and Corey Davis was good. And with Garrett Wilson now coming on board, Braxton Berrios still there, and Breece Hall are going to be an up and coming team that maybe a little bit of a stretch that could fight with the Bills sometimes.
Okay.
This year with Zach Wilson being out at least 3 weeks, it might save the Patriots from being last. Now, for my overreaction.
Oh, we only get one? I was ready for like 3 more.
All right, go, because I only have one, though. I only have one in the chamber.
Davis Mills, Pro Bowler.
Overreaction. Too many AFC. If he was in the NFC, I could maybe see it if the stars aligned. But you have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I will say Derek Carr is with his receivers could make a Pro Bowl again.
He's top 10.
The whole AFC West really throw them in there. That's what 6 quarterbacks there, and I didn't get to the NFC North or South. I mean AFC North or South.
Yeah, it could be. I'm big on Davis Mills, John. I'm a big Davis Mills guy.
Yeah, you traded me Trevor Lawrence for Davis Mills in one of our leagues.
His neck is long, okay? His neck is long. Steelers win that division.
No.
Overreaction week 1.
Overreaction. They lucked their way into that win. I don't see them lucking their way into a lot of wins like that over division opponents.
My last one. Titans finish 4th in their division.
I want to see that one. I'll push for now because I want to see more than just week 1.
So what comes to the point if you are Mike Vrabel that you decide, you know what, I did not like Malik Willis's preseason because he ran the ball too much, but the team isn't playing well. When do you pull it? When do you pull Tannehill? Do you pull Tannehill?
I think
you have
to,
right? You drafted this guy.
Once your playoff hopes go away, that's when you put in Malik Willis. When
So
you're
we see Malik Willis this year, though. What week did you predict to see him? I wouldn't be surprised if next week in Monday night the Bills are putting on a show, which I'm predicting they're going to.
Yeah,
I
could see that if they want to pull Tannehill. If they want to pull Tannehill early, but maybe you see him for some gadget plays.
Oh, I'm talking full time.
You want to run the ball with the quarterback. They have. I am going to say Derrick Henry is still the best running back in the league. And if you have Malik Willis back there, why not do a couple read options and let Malik Willis or either hand the ball off or run the ball with them? Because you should be a running team with Derrick Henry being the powerhouse that he is.
I definitely think their options on offense, I think it's so much greater and so much more deadly if they do something like what the Ravens do. I'm not saying the Ravens do a lot of running, but if they have Malik Willis and the stud running back of Derrick Henry, I think they could do what the Ravens do, but make it better in a different way. Like Lamar Jackson is much more of a threat than Malik Willis is, but Derrick Henry is one of the biggest threats in the league. So imagine having that combination. I think it could be good. You don't know what's going to happen, and you have the young running backs, and you have other wide receivers who are quick on the outside. I mean, you could see something fun, but that's not what Brian Daboll wants to do. I think Brian Daboll is really much so an old-fashioned head coach, sort of similar to like Pete Carroll when it comes to the offense, and wants to run the ball hard with the running back. So I think that's a different direction, a different philosophy. So I don't know if we're going to see that for Tennessee. I think it could be very successful, though.
All right, time for my overreaction. And I believe Carson Wentz and Geno Smith will be fighting it out for the NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
I like that. Do I think it will happen? No, but I like it, though. I would love for it to happen, but I don't think so. I think Baker might have a better chance of getting comeback player. Someone posted something about comeback player, and I really liked the idea of that player being comeback. I really like it, though. Carson Wentz showed out, and so did Geno Smith. I like it a lot. I like those underdog stories. I like that. So I like it. I don't see it happening, but I like it.
All right. So I think it's it for anything else we need to add for the NFL this week, or is it time to move on?
Oh, did I predict the Bills are only 17-0? Did I predict that?
You didn't say anything about that. I want to push. I want to push on that one because I don't want to say anything. But after last week, it looked pretty good. But that's only can't really say one thing or the other
yes, I can.
about that.
Yes, I can.
You're gonna jinx it, you asshole.
I jinx everything.
Yes. But something that didn't get jinxed is Bubba Wallace gets his second career win in the NASCAR Cup Series at Kansas Motor Speedway, and that's now the 18th winner of the NASCAR Cup Series season, where they are now one away from tying the record, which was 19 set in 2001, I believe. So there's been a lot of different winners this year. The new car has been, I think, a success so far, trying to get new teams up there to get the win. And a lot of teams were happy to see Bubba Wallace back in victory lane. And I'm sure a lot of older fans weren't happy to see it, but I'm sure Kevin didn't. Kevin doesn't know who he is, but I'm sure he's happy for him.
I know his name. I know of Bubba Wallace. He is. If you told me to name some NASCAR racers, he would be one of them.
Maybe we can do that with the TikTok trend.
We could. I mean, Bubba Wallace. I mean, oh man, now you put me on the spot. I don't even know.
Oh my God! Next week we're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh man,
I'll get pictures of the drivers and just you have to say who they are.
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Then I get their cars in there too, so I can look at something cool.
No, no, you're gonna get the driver's face. That's it. You're not gonna get their cars.
Are you joking me?
Kevin, because if I do this,
I can't even name you all the kids I see in one day. Are you kidding me?
If I show you this, you're gonna know who drives it.
Yeah, I know exactly who drives. Oh, that's Kevin Harvick.
Yes. See?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but I don't know. Like that was still hard for me though. That was still a challenge.
It wasn't hard until if I had the like the front, I had to change it so you could see the.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is that was still pretty hard. You showing me a face, like I said, I've been in the same classroom, seeing the same kids for 6 school days now. I still don't know half their names.
This is what's gonna make it fun though, because
you're right.
You're not gonna know, and B, it's gonna be funny for me.
Okay, fine.
But another bombshell drop today regarding the 8 car. As starting next year, it will no longer be driven by Tyler Reddick. It will be driven by Kyle Busch.
What?
Kyle Busch moves over. He will leave Toyota Racing Development for Richard Childress Racing. And if you go back about 10 years ago, Kyle Busch and Richard Childress got in a fight at Kansas Motor Speedway. 10 years after the Kansas race, they announced that Kyle Busch will join Richard Childress Racing. Now,
so what number is he going to change to then?
Who?
Tyler Reddick.
We don't know yet. We don't.
Okay.
So what could be in play that it's either Tyler Reddick to stay with RCR next year and be a third car that doesn't have a number yet, but by next year they will, or they just could just buy out his contract and Tyler Reddick can go race somewhere else next year.
Reddick a pretty good racer?
He's a stud. I mean, he's one. I think there's a lot of people saying once he goes to 2311 and Toyota, he'll be a monster in the Cup.
So why would they do this? Why would they switch it up?
Because Tyler Reddick is already screwed over to RCR. Because Tyler Reddick is leaving RCR in 2024 for 2311 racing.
Oh, gotcha. We talked about this. Okay, I got it together now. Gotcha.
So, and like I said, I think it said this when it happened. What's the point in RCR giving Tyler Reddick all they can give him when he's not going to be there past next year? They can't really sign long-term sponsors. They can't really what's the point of me going out and buying more Reddick gear when I know he's just going to switch teams in 2024? There's a lot of intricacies in there about it. There's more to the Kyle Busch thing too. So Kyle Busch, he has his own race team, Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Truck Series, that runs Toyotas. Next year, he probably will be able to run Toyotas because he's driving a Chevrolet. And all those drivers that Kyle Busch has in the Truck Series signed Toyota Racing Development contracts. As this is their feeder system for going up the ranks.
Yeah.
So
why can't they still, even though, so is that something that Chevrolet's not going to allow?
No, you're not going to see any team allow that, really. Because
even though it's a separate entity, it's not even really established with his current team. That's his own marketing, his own thing.
Because Kyle Busch will sometimes one of the things, Kyle Busch will sometimes go down to the Truck Series and run those races. So why would you have him drive Toyotas and trucks and then come back up to Chevrolets? Okay. And it's still his brand. If you have his brand, why would you allow him to go race his stuff? Why would you want him to own Toyotas and he's running a Chevrolet on Sundays?
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Okay.
Like I said, there's a lot of intricacies that happen in NASCAR that not a lot of people know about.
No, that's interesting.
I gotta see what's
So
next here.
you're saying that he had contracts out with his racers. Are those contracts going to have to be bought out to then switch?
I don't know what's gonna happen with him yet. Like this was announced today at 10 a.m. So as far as what happens with the other drivers and whatnot, that remains to be seen. Now I'll let Kevin take over because he knows more about AEW than I do. But
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I know that there's backstage gruffle. People got suspended. Who got suspended? I'm gonna be honest. I know CM Punk was involved, and so was the Young Bucks. I don't know who's in the right. I don't know who's in the wrong. But I know Colt Cabana was involved. But I'm trying to understand, and then I realized I don't really honestly care that much. I know CM Punk might get released. There's some fines, suspensions. CM Punk's mad that people are talking about stuff that happened 10 years ago. Am I surprised by this? I'm sad to say no, because I love CM Punk. However, he did come with his package, and that was part of his issue, was the politics in the back. And it's kind of unfortunate that AEW has allowed this politics to get out like it has. You don't see that stuff in WWE. It's a more business forward thing. I can think the last thing that I think we honestly saw backstage wise was probably the Sasha Banks and Naomi thing. And they were just upset with their creative, and they were told to leave. That was handled. I don't. Tony Khan has some. He put himself in a position to where it made people want to go to AEW. You have freedom to book the way you want. You can take over storylines and do it. Perfect, right? Well, when you have people with massive egos that oppose each other and they both want to win, or they both want to do it this way, you're going to have issues and you're going to have backlash. In the way that AEW is when it comes to talents and promos, they want to spice it up. They will bring in real life stuff. And so therefore it got brought up. And CM Punk was not happy that his business was being shared. And he let it know publicly right next to Tony Khan in a press conference. Literally, like we are sitting right next to each other, hypothetically. That's where Tony Khan is, right next to him. He was sharing this stuff out loud to press. I think AEW is in some bad news. Tony Khan needs to fix his company because he's not running it right now. The way that CM Punk was talking, he was in charge. Again, I'm sad that that's happened with CM Punk. However, I was really hoping that he was going to do this professionally, and that maybe when his contract's up, maybe he takes a run in WWE. That was a hope of mine. But with this coming out, this is not happening at all. Like, I can admit the fact that that's not happening at all now.
He was never coming back to WWE.
I know. I had hopes. But now I know that those hopes are no longer existing. That's what I have from AEW. I don't know the details.
All we know is that it's a fight. It was a fight between Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, CM Punk. The trios titles were vacated. The world championship was vacated. Like, you got to feel for Jon Moxley, who took the fall in the match just to see that Punk can't even keep his title because he can't keep his mouth shut.
Yep. Yeah. He didn't bleed in that match, though. That's kind of crazy. He wasn't bleeding. Uh,
All right. Now we're gonna do a quick Yankees update. They took 2 or 3 other Rays. They have the Red Sox. Actually, the game started by now, today and tomorrow, and then it's a 3-game set against the Milwaukee Brewers over the weekend. I think it's up to 6 games after the loss after the Jays loss today to the Rays. So magic numbers going down, and hopefully they clinch that number 2 spot so they get that bye into the ALDS. But yeah, now not a lot to really speak about for the Yankees so far in this month. I'm just waiting. Hopefully they clinch soon, so they don't have to worry about that. They can just ride into the playoffs and not have to worry about injuries, really. Hopefully.
So, correct. I called you on Friday, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to bring up. So the MLB.
No, that's not.
Do you want me to bring it up, Kevin? You got it.
Yes, you got it. You know more than I do.
The MLB will adapt pitch clocks. They are banning the shift, and the bases are getting bigger. They're increasing by 3 inches to try to limit injuries. So the pitch clock I'm a fan of because there is no reason for a pitcher not to pitch the ball within 30 seconds. The fact that it took 2 minutes for 3 balls to be pitched in MLB, that's kind of sad.
Ridiculous.
The other thing I'll agree with is that the bases, like I understand pitchers are mad, but they're still 90 feet apart. They're still 90 feet apart from each other. Nothing's going to change as far as that. It's going to limit injuries because now the runners can get away from the fielder and not have to make as much contact as what would be now.
I agree. I think that's a good move. I think those two are good for the.
But Kevin will bring up why the last one's bad.
So I think as baseball has 2 parts to it, and this can get into a bigger topic when it comes to all sports. There's our ways to defend things, and MLB and coaches and players, teams realize, hey, this player only hits one direction. So what we're going to do, we're going to shift the field, right? That's a strategical game plan move. And banning that for being smart and making a strategical move, to me, I want to say ruins, but it makes, I think that's extra. That's extra. A team, a player, a coach, a team that goes out and realizes, 90% or 99% of the balls that he hit go this direction. So we're going to stack the field. We're going to shift. That is smart. That's smart playing. That's smart thinking. So the fact of banning that, I think, to me, is dumb. I don't know what other word to use besides dumb. I think that it's like you think about it in any other way. Like if the Lions are going to run the ball, not the Lions, if the Titans are going to run the ball up the middle of Derrick Henry, are you only allowed to put 4 people there? No, you're going to put more people there, right? I know it's comparing football to baseball, but like if the Bills know they're going to run the ball up the middle, what are they going to do? Well, we're just going to leave 4 people there. No, you're going to stack the box. You're going to play strategically. You're going to play smart. You're going to try to take away a strength from the other team. And that's that. That's my opinion. I'm not huge on baseball, but come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one, honestly. I told you why, but
I heard an argument was that people want more home runs. What is shifting going to change about more home runs?
Not a damn thing.
No, because if you're going to get a home run, no one's going to be able to play the ball. I mean, it's that simple. No one's going to be able to play the ball if it's a home run 99% of the time. Yeah, that. Do I have huge beef about it? No, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I do watch it when it comes to playoff times.
I think the only reason, I think if it was just the shift of the fielders moving over, if that was it, I think that it'd be fine. I think what really started to do the shift in is putting a fourth outfielder in there.
Okay, then change it to only having 3 outfielders. Make it illegal to back one guy up. See, that's different. To me, I mean the same thing with football. Football has those stupid rules where only one receiver can line up on the line. That's a stupid rule. Well, I admit it, yeah. So can baseball have a stupid rule where they can only have 3 outfielders out during a pitch is being thrown? Yeah, I'm good with that. I think that's a perfect compromise to a plan that they have of eliminating the shift.
Maybe. Manfred's not watching us, or else we might be fixed. But that is going to do it for us here, unless Kevin has anything else to add.
No.
Yeah, we've been going at an hour. I think we're both good and talked out a little bit.
Yes.
So that will do it for the McCapstick podcast of 9/13. Holy crap! End of the year's coming soon. We'll be back next week, hopefully, maybe. Who knows?
That's the plan.
But that will do it, folks. Thank you. Good night.